don't know if a Rod Torque Redline fan club exists out there, but if one does, please let me know in the comments because I'd really like to join that fan club. Because Rod Torque Redline is one of my favorite characters in Cars 2. I think it might be safe to say he's probably my second favorite new character. Actually, I don't know about that because Finn and Francesco, I like Holly too. I don't know. That would be hard to say. Maybe like third or fourth. But anyways, he is awesome. And I really feel so bad for him that he didn't make it out of Cars 2 alive. I mean, he really did risk his life for Mater. And that's what a true spy does. It's not just about, acting cool and having all these awesome gadgets attached to you and stuff like that. You just whip them out whenever and just start fighting bad guys. It's really about helping those in need and stopping criminals out there. And, getting justice for the people that deserve it. And, well, Rod Torque Redline, I think he deserves some justice because he never even really, had anyone looking for him in Cars 2. Like, nobody even wondered where he was. And it's sad, but I guess the same thing kind of happened with Leland Turbo too. I guess spies are so under the radar that, if they die out there on the field, I don't know. I guess it's just going to be their close partners that really care. And I guess Finn McMissile and Holly Shifwell really didn't even know Rod at all. So I guess that kind of makes sense now as to why I guess nobody went really looking for Rod. Nobody really felt sad for him. I guess it makes sense. And I'm sure somebody did behind the scenes. We just didn't see it. But either way, today, guys, I have the damaged version of Rod Torque Redline. And I am super excited to get into this video today. So welcome on back to the Cars Garage, everybody. This car is so darn cool. Unfortunately, though, I always thought it was like straight out of the movie accurate, and I was just, gathering up some images to show you guys about where he appears at in Cars 2, and I realized something, that he's not really all that accurate at all. In fact, like all of his damages really are just like created by Mattel. A lot of the damage that we see like him with in the movie, it's not really like present on the diecast here, so it's kind of strange. It's almost like they just kind of like started creating their own damages, like the mirrors, like those aren't really damaged in the movie. The license plate hanging on the back, that's not really like that. I don't really get it. Neither of his doors are damaged at all on the diecast, but in the movie, like that's the worst part. And then they kind of went overboard with the hood here. Like they really made it look like there's a bomb going off inside of his engine. And I guess in a way it was kind of like that, but just not that extreme, you know what I mean? But either way, he's so cool, such a nostalgic car to me, and I just recently got him from a Facebook Marketplace seller for like $10. You probably saw him already if you caught my most recent Mr. Docket haul. Technically, I didn't get him from Mr. Docket, but Mr. Docket shipped him to me, and I had the Facebook Marketplace seller ship Rod to him. So that's how that all worked out. And I got some other cool cars too. Maybe I'll review them soon or later, I don't know, but I really wanted to focus on Rod today, review him first, because I've always really loved Rod just as a character, and I've always wanted his damaged variant, so super happy to finally have it. Either way though, I will show you where he appears at in Cars 2. Now, like I said, he doesn't really have as much damage, but either way, he still does get damage, obviously, in Cars 2, in the bathroom, at the Tokyo World Grand Prix party, and obviously, Grem and Acer are the two that do all the damage to poor Rod. They have him cornered in there, so he has to fight. He tries to shoot them, but it doesn't really work out too well. And they just keep, bashing him into the wall, bashing him into each other, and like bashing him into the bathroom stall door. And obviously Mater was in the bathroom stall, and, he's having his own problems. But when he ends up coming out, Rod is obviously like very damaged. Mater sees that, and he's like questioning what's going on, and Rod knows that, his time is probably numbered, so he ends up passing the device that shows Miles Acerod, the villain of Cars 2, of course, his engine, and he passed it on to Mater. We also see Rod damaged when he is at the Lemon's lair, obviously, in the deep dark depths of Tokyo, but that's technically damaged Rod with boot, so kind of different. And they did plan on making that one, but they never ended up putting him out, I guess, as a diecast. They planned to release for that one in 2012, which is kind of weird because this one came out in 2011, obviously, in a 2-pack with Grem in the Cars 2 main line, and it was like one of the first day kind of items that you could get, I believe, for Cars 2 merchandise. And it's just kind of strange because they did the regular one too, obviously as a single. So right off the bat, you had two variants of Rod, who's not like an insanely main character by any stretch of the imagination, but he's obviously a pretty prominent supporting character, I would say. But he doesn't have that much screen time, so it's weird to me that they were planning to do all three of his variants in, just the first 2 years of Cars 2 diecast. But I think that they wanted to really prioritize the spies and stuff. But I don't know, it didn't really work out for them because they realized, once Cars 2 started getting bad reviews, that I guess nobody really wants spies. I don't know. But they still sold well as diecast, so that really doesn't make any sense as to why they stopped doing the spies as much as they used to. Either way, though, I wanted to show you the DK exclusive. Oh, wow. How ironic is that? I opened it up right to the exact page that I was looking for. The page with the Rod Torque Redline, of course. But this is the DK, what's it called? Character Encyclopedia. Came with an exclusive McQueen. I got this actually at a school book fair, or just in like the little book orders that you can, get books from. You could order them in at school. But anyways, here is the damaged Rod Torque Redline with boot. That's like a prototype image of him, a stock image. He was planned on getting it released and everything, but obviously never came to fruition. And there's the regular damaged Rod Torque Redline and just a regular Rod himself there. Either way, though, yeah, let's get into this review now. I want to take a closer look at Rod. He is really, really cool. He's based off a Dodge Challenger. That's why he is so, buffed up looking. He's a muscle car, obviously. But actually, it's said in that book that he's a 2006 DeRinger G4 DXR, and he's just simply based on the 2006 Dodge Challenger and some other cool cars that are kind of like, he takes inspiration from too, like the Ford Mustang, stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, he just looks really, really like damaged in the front and the top and even the back, but not so much the sides, which is really strange because, like I said, that's like his most damaged parts in the movie. He doesn't even have a mirror on this side. This one's just like hanging down. But in the movie, his mirrors are pretty much untouched. They don't really get damaged somehow, even though they are on the sides. For some reason, they don't really get hit by Grem and Acer, I guess. But yeah, it's like Mattel just kind of had a fun heyday with this one. They just kind of damaged up Rod Torque Redline however they pleased, but they didn't really pay attention to how he looks, when he's damaged in the movie. So I don't really know what's up with that, but either way, it still looks cool. Like the front end like this, it is really squashed. Like you can barely see his headlights and grill anymore. In the movie, it's not really that bad. It comes down a little bit, but not really this much. His little taillights down there, or not taillights, fog lamps, I guess they'd be called. And then his mouth is obviously, pretty messed up. It looks like he has a bad jaw now. Like his teeth probably aren't going to close quite right. He has a plastic eye plate, new expression, of course, much different from the regular Rod Torque Redline expression where he's looking off to the side. But he still has that shimmery, shiny kind of like dark blue metallic paint. And it's funny because in the book, I was reading it actually earlier, but I didn't really have time to read everything on it. But it just said that Rod Torque Redline's diecast releases as a single were always like this color, this dark blue metallic color, but then it was the multi-pack ones that had the lighter, like more like just straight up blue color without like the shimmery shininess to it. You know what I mean? Like the metallicness, I guess, as they call it. It's not really metallic, but that's what they called it in the book. So I never realized that. That was always like the multi-pack versions. Never realized that. Rod was in I think a 4-pack before, a 5-pack in 2011, 12, around then. So I guess that makes sense. That's why he had two different like color variants. I just always thought it was just random as to what one you were going to get. I know that one's pretty rare, maybe. Not that rare, but just a little bit more rare than like just a regular colored Rod. Speaking of rare, is this guy rare? Not really. He was about $20 to $30 loose. I got him loose for like 10, I think it was. But in the package, you might go for about 50 to 60, 70. But then you gotta pay shipping. So he's not a cheap car by any means. it's just funny how like they really damaged him in spots he's not even damaged in the movie. Like this part looks good and everything. Some parts, like, who's to say? I don't know. I didn't pay that much like close attention, but I was looking at the pictures of where he appears at, and like I saw like this doesn't hang down. His license plate, his mirrors obviously are still intact. It's really strange. I really wish that they would have damaged him more on the sides. Like you want to add extra damage, okay, but you can't like not damage the sides. That's where he gets really damaged at in the movie. So I don't know. He still rolls like perfectly fine though and everything. And he doesn't in the movie, so maybe they should have maybe messed up his axles a little. Says G4 DXR there. That mirror is a separate plastic piece. He even has some like scratch marks on the sides, it looks like on this black line decal that he has. So that's pretty cool. They actually scratched it up a little bit. That's something that they don't normally do, is add like scratch marks, I feel like, to a car. They'll add dents and stuff, but they don't really typically add scratch marks, I find at least. Even his exhaust in the back, the right one, is hanging down. Even that's like all kind of messed up. Huh. This is all dented in here on the side. And then obviously it's all beveled up on the top. He is really messed up. Like, Rod, you don't look too good, buddy. Too bad he wasn't able to fix himself up. Unfortunately, he met his maker in the clutches of Professor Z and the Lemon Gang. But anyways, I'll show you the base now. It is, what's the date stamp? 0641 EAA. So yeah, 64th week of 2011. Wow, that was quite a while ago now. But yeah, like I said, I always really wanted this guy. I don't know what the heck took me so long. He's not even that rare, like I said. I just never really ended up with him. I wish that I would have, but it's whatever. You know, what are you gonna do? Sometimes you can't get every car. I'll show you these two next to each other though, a little bit closer. There we go. Nice little side-by-side comparison. By the way, his license plate, I forgot to really like say what's on it. It actually has a little bit of a meaning to it. It's M1911A1, and it says Michigan on top. But those digits actually mean, it's like a name of a gun or something. I don't know. I don't know. It's an M1911A1. I don't know how you would like say it. Do you say each number or do you like group them together? I'm not really sure, but that's what it said online. So that's interesting. I guess his license plate is a reference to a real life gun, I guess. I don't know. But either way, yeah, I guess that makes sense because he is a secret agent. But anyways, let's see the date stamp on this one. This one is, oh wow, this one was made later in 2011. So I guess I have a later production rod. That's interesting. It's 3781 EAA. So wow, like he was like, I guess released in 2012. I guess he did get carried over into 2012. I was wondering that. Huh, interesting. I don't know if this one did necessarily. I don't think he did, and that's why he's a little bit more rare. But either way, Rod really is due for a re-release in any form they want to do him in. Like, even release the one you never did, Mattel, the one with the boot. I think he's supposed to have 2 boots too. But either way, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. Thank you as always for watching. And let me know, do you have a damaged rod or just a regular rod? Let me know in the comments down below. And let me know which version of rod is your favorite. The regular one, the damaged one, or the damaged one with boot. But anyways, with all of that, guys, I will see you next time right here on the Cars Garage.